Recently, I wrote a short story called John Son's Secret Agent. The story is a satire on the James Bond 007 genre. And so, here without further ado is John Son's Secret Agent. He was the ultimate secret agent for the 21st century. He was John Son 000, aka 000. He liked his can of Coca-Cola shaken, not stirred, before opening, with the end result being a bloody mess all over the place. But it made the dry cleaners of London happy. After Son sprayed customers inside restaurants after ordering a can of Coke. Today, Son entered the MI6 laboratory for help on his next mission. The doctor-scientist working inside the MI6 laboratory was named P, not to be confused with Q of James Bond fame. Every Secret Service lab must mind its P's and Q's. "Well, John," began P, "I've invented a time machine to bring back people from the past to help you on your next mission. Lord Horatio Nelson, Vincent van Gogh, and Captain Long John Silver." "Why those people?" John asked. "That's what came up on the machine," P answered. The time operator asked me to put another £1 billion into the slot on the machine, but I didn't have it on me. So these are the three we're stuck with." John Son's mission, it turned out, was to guard Burlap House, the ancestral home of Lord Burlap, where the Burlap Diamond was kept. He must prevent the Burlap Diamond from being stolen by Swiss terrorists, a group of unemployed Swiss watchmakers who lost their jobs after the downturn in the global economy and turned to a life of crime. Lord Horatio Nelson's mission was to keep guard in the watchtower. His job was to watch for the terrorists. Vincent van Gogh's job was to listen at the door for the sound of the terrorists approaching. Captain Long John Silver's job was to run after the terrorists should they actually manage to steal the diamond. And John Son 000's job was to oversee the mission. Penelope Cruz, the well-known actress, showed up at the Burlap House in an evening dress, sexy black nylons, and spiked stiletto heels. So John Son took her to the upstairs bedroom and proceeded to make out with her. Meanwhile, Lord Nelson was getting bored while waiting for the Swiss terrorists to show, so he started to open up a bottle of champagne. But unfortunately for his lordship, while opening the bottle, the cork popped out suddenly and hit Nelson in his one good eye, Nelson's other eye having been blinded in a great naval battle. The end result was that Lord Nelson didn't see the Swiss terrorists approaching. Meanwhile, Vincent van Gogh was standing at the door, listening for any sound of the Swiss terrorists approaching. He was chewing a piece of bubble gum and blew a huge bubble, which unfortunately popped and got stuck in Vincent's sole remaining ear. Vincent had cut his other ear off in what turned out to be an ill-conceived and ultimately unsuccessful attempt to impress and win back his ex-girlfriend. The end result was that Vincent couldn't hear the terrorists approaching. Once inside the house, the terrorists were able to successfully steal the diamond, as John Son 000 wasn't guarding the diamond. since he was being spanked by Penelope Cruz, who had assumed the role of a dominatrix in the bedroom for Son's erotic pleasure. Once outside the house, the Swiss terrorists ran with the diamond to their waiting taxicab. Captain Long John Silver ran after the terrorists, but unfortunately got his one good leg caught in a bear trap. The Burlap estate was having problems with bears coming onto the ground and stealing honey from the estate's bees. Silver's other leg was a peg leg. He had lost that real leg after beating a shark in a chess match on a Caribbean beach, and the shark turned out to be a poor loser. The end result was that Swiss terrorists got away with the burlap diamond. In a confidential report later submitted to British Prime Minister Gordon Brown, the head of MI6 admitted that MI6's mission to guard and protect the burlap diamond had been an abysmal failure. A slightly different admission than the report submitted on weapons of mass destruction a few years ago.